Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable. Welcome back to Lommel in Belgium, you wonderful WSC fans. Good to have you back for race 2, the Grand Prix, taking place just outside this lovely city. We've already had one race here. We are at the halfway stage now of an 18-race season. 9 down, 9 to go. The opening race was an absolute cracker in the heat of the day here in Lommel. You could not have written the script. Looking from where we go, the gate dropped and away they went charging. The bikes on the left-hand side had what appeared to be the quickest line, but into the left-hander, scooting round. It looked like Kerben had got it, but Etienne Bax had an absolute flyer. Etienne and Robbie Bax, but Willemsen, Daniel Willemsen and Michael Gabor, the old master, certainly knew how to get out of the gate. And Willemsen led the field in the early stages, but it wasn't long before Etienne and Robbie Bax got their bike in front of him. Meanwhile, Willemsen was making the best of the sunshine here. Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman were in third place in chasing. Koen Hermans was there or thereabouts in the hunt. The Leeuwardis boys were way back. Killian and Evan Prunier and Brett Wilkinson had a dreadful start. Wilkinson was to really make good. Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart were coming through. The Lefrinks brothers were really charging hard, and they were eventually to take over the lead in the race. Meanwhile, Willemsen was holding on until Bax went past, then the Lefrinks got past him, and then it was game on. Lefrinks were in pursuit of Bax, and he led supremely for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the race. Before then, he began to flag just a little bit, lost his sharpness, and the Lefrinks were by. And it was a good move. Bax was then in second, but he was not about to give up. Kerben was closing, and he knew that. But Tim and Sem Lefrink led for the majority of the race to this point. At the half distance, Hermans was fighting through. He too had a bit of a problem and dropped back and fell into the clutches of Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, the 199 left-handed British crew. They were to eventually fight their way through into a storming fourth place. Hermans and Ben van den Bogart, meanwhile, were then slipping into the clutches of a very improving Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens, the number 31 crew, having fought their way through from a fairly lowly start all the way up to eventually finish fifth. But in doing so, they got the better of Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Hermans clearly suffering with one problem or another. Into the closing stages, Etienne Bax had got second wind and had actually assumed control again at the front of the race, with the Lefrinks giving chase. But the traffic, and there was an awful lot of it, caused a few problems in the closing stages, but not to the Bax brothers, who took victory here on their return, with Tim and Sem Lefrink, a valiant second, having led for a lot of the race. Stuart Brown and Scott Graham came over having claimed 11th place, but by then the leaders were well and truly among the tail enders. It was third place for the number 7 of Kerben and Dion Rietman, and what a race that was, setting up a fantastic second race here. 210 now, the points that Hermans has, 183. They finished 14th, the Prunier brothers. Damage limitation, they're still in the hunt. Wilkinson enhanced his third place at the expense of Marvin van Lukener, with Justin Kerben also capitalising on the ball-stricken defending champion, who is here spectating, and we wish him all the best. Benny Weiss, Patrick Schneider, despite not a good result, hang on to that position there in sixth place. Here's how they line up then. Bax, by virtue of his qualifying, fastest man from Kerben, Lefrink, Leeuwardis, Veldman. Those guys will all be hoping for a better start this time, with Stefan Wires qualifying very well. Hermans there 7th, so he won't get a good pick on the gate. He's going to have to make the best of a bad job, as indeed is Davy Sanders, Pruma, and Jake Brown, who rode well in the early stages of race 1. Wilkinson Not a good grid pick for him as well, but we've seen what he can do fighting through the field. And the rest of the boys there, Daniel Williamson, you cannot believe the start he made from 15th choice on the grid, can you? I suppose his philosophy, if you can't get where you want to be on the front row, then take the next available spot on the front row. And that was hard over on the left as we look at the gate. Well, our drone shots showing you the amazing layout here with Justin Kerben yet again picking that spot far right as we look at it. Alongside him, Etienne and Robbie Bax. Dion Reitman there did a post-race interview for us in race 1. There, Tim and Sam Leferink alongside Etienne Bax. And there was a little bit of dispute after race 1 as to whether, in fact, Etienne Bax had overtaken them on a yellow flag, but video evidence proved that not to be the case. The Little Bardis twins, 101 in their pink and white strip. Next along, and then the red plate holder, Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart next to the Little Bardis boys. Davy Sanders did not get the start that he and Jens Vincent normally get, and he's a bit of a sand specialist, and of course the Belgian fans are all rooting for their home runners, and Jens Vincent giving us a wave as he returns to his office being the sidecar of Davy Sanders, and Stefan Wyers, Han van Haal alongside them. So you can see far right Kerben, then it's Bax, then it's Leferink, then it's Little Bardis. There, Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens, the ever composed and fixed Glenn Janssens with eyes that pierce you, I can tell you. Tim Prummer and Janos Stegmans, number 17, alongside Jake Brown and Chris Booth. There, alongside them, Wilkinson and Millard, who did not get a good start from that point on the grid last time, but they've got no choice because that's where they choose to go from. Frank Mulders, Mark van Deutekom alongside the Verhees brothers, Boyd and Per. And then Willemsen and Michael Gabor. It defies belief how Daniel Willemsen, mind you, wealth of experience, gets out of the gate the way he does. Tom van der Lagermaat and Robbie de Vena right there. So, looking at down on them from the left is Kerben. Then it's Bax. Then it's Leferink. Then it's Little Bardis. Then it's Hermans. I think that's how it goes. Now Hermans is closer to the gate. And then you've got second row forming up, of course. I'm getting a second look at it. It is Hermans indeed, next to Little Bardis. Then it's Davy Sanders and Stefan Wyers. If we get the start from the drone, then that tells us what we're doing. Then it's Julian Veldman. Julian Veldman in his fluorescent colours with Glenn Janssens, Tim Prummer, Jano Stegmans. All these guys had respectable finishes. Prummer was 8th. Veldman finished 5th. Brilliant ride for him. Brett Wilkinson 4th. So, you can see the left chairs there. Veldman to the left of the gate. Then Prummer. Then Wilkinson. And then Jake Brown. Dave Edwards, our race director, there on the regraded start. That's the only bit of the track that receives much treatment, I can tell you, because we've had a very busy support class here as well. On track, with Dave moving away, the 15-second board is in the air. It takes him about 10 seconds to roll his flag up. One to put it behind his back. He looked at his watch. Then we're about there. Down it goes. Watch it, then. Where they go from, this side, don't forget, Kerben is nearest us. Justin Kerben is leading the charge. Justin Kerben Is he going to get into the gate first, into the first turn? Justin Kerben, Dion Rietman. Yes, indeed, they have. They've got the whole shot this time. They've got the whole shot. Now, where's Willemsen? Justin Kerben there. And did back follow him through. I'm going to have to wait until I get some decent pictures and some identification. But it's Kerben leading. Would you believe it? Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard in second place. What a start from the British crew. Then it's Etienne back. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard. What a fantastic start from the right-hand side of the box. Kerben, Dion Rietman then. What's happened to Wilkinson? I saw Bax there briefly. Wilkinson's still there. Bax was on the outside line, gave me a very difficult television angle, but Brett Wilkinson, Millard still in second place. There's a traffic queue behind them. Bax is alongside and having a look. Then it's Tim and Sam Leffering. The Leffering brothers pushing hard. Then it's Koen Hermans. But Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, are there places on this track where they are quicker than the right-hand sidecars? Well, we're about to find out. Etienne Bax is having a good look here at the left-handed chair. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, they've always said if they can get a start and run their own race at the front, then it will be a lot easier for them. Stefan Wires I saw coming into the picture there behind. Hermans then looking good here when they come round over the start line. But look at the lead already. Kerben and Dion Rietman have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in a bunch. But Brett Wilkinson now in third place. Bax has gone past. So the British crew have now been relegated. They've got Tim and Sam Leffering on their case now. So Etienne Bax in second place and going after Kerben. There's Stefan Wires. There, Davy Sanders going through. There, you can see Daniel Willemsen. Double there, the 47s, and the rest of the bunch all leaping through. Gert Gordieff, there, Hayes boys, Tom van der Lagerbat, the numbers on the back. There's Benny Weiss. Bad start for the Austrians. But meanwhile, at the front, Justin Kerben, our shot from the drone, giving us an amazing view here. Etienne Bax charging in second. Wilkinson now down in fourth because the left rinks have gone past him. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard in the early stages of this race have gone from second to fourth, and we haven't even completed, well, we have just completed the opening lap. They won't be happy with this. They've got the red plate of Koen Hermans behind them now. Hermans having a look. Clearly, this track does not suit a left-hand sidecar. There are only a certain few places. Oh, look at that snarl up there. That's a real traffic jam. Now, who's caught in that? Someone is upside down at the front of it. A real snarl up. Sand flying in the air. Could be Veldman, not Prunier, surely. Is Prunier in there? Is that the yellow shirts of Kylian Evan Prunier? Let's hope the French crew, if they are caught up in that, someone needing medical attention there. I'll get the update of that as soon as I can. We weren't getting clear enough shot from the drone. It's remotely piloted, obviously, so we can't just zoom in at will. Stefan Wires, Han van Hal, Davy Sanders over the jump there, looking strong. Tim Pruma behind Davy Sanders, the number 17 of Pruma, Willemsen. Then it's Lil Bardis in 10th place. Double there, Julian Veldman is further down the order. Kylian Prunier is credited with 6th place and moving up, so hopefully and mercifully that was not him involved in that episode, but Koen Hermans has now gone past Brett Wilkinson. Brett Wilkinson now down to 5th place, having been relegated by the series leader and red plate holder. No disgrace there, but it's not the direction Brett Wilkinson wants to be going in. Still, that stricken outfit on the inside of the bend and medical assistance being offered and indeed proffered down there. Brett Wilkinson now with Stefan Wires closing on him. Not having a happy early part of the race here, the British crew. Need to get going in the later stages. Can they reclaim any of these places that they're losing at the moment? Down into 5th. Having fought back up to 4th. There go the Lilbardis twins in their pink top. Kerben, Bax and Leffrick, the top 3 have gone over. They're only 2.3 seconds apart, those 3 teams. Hermans 4th, Wilkinson 5th, going backwards now into the clutches of Stefan Wyers. Pruma going past on Davy Sanders. Tim Pruma and Jarno Stegmans. A better start this time, so we could see some good action from the number 17 German crew. We came here, let's have a look at the updated standings. Well, they're still behind Sanders in the standings. Lilbardis now has moved up ahead of the left wing by 1 point. Tim Pruma, 17. He and Jarno Stegmans just now to ride the season out, of course, because Jarno had the injury to his foot, broke a bone in Fox Hill, which meant that Tim was obliged to use 2 replacement passengers. Still, they're battling further down the order, and someone got thrown into the deep sand there, and that's what happens if you're pushed offline here on this Lommel track. You have to stick to your line. Brett Wilkinson holding Stefan Wyers at bay, and he needs to. He does not want to drop down any further than 5th, because when he starts to get going again, he stands a chance of pegging some of those places back. Davy Sanders behind Stefan Wyers. Tim Pruma now coming hard. And the Lilbardis boys charging hard as well. Have they gone past Pruma? It looks like Lilbardis has passed Pruma. Unless my timing screen is out of date, I can't give you an update yet. I'll wait till they come across the line the next time. The top 6 have gone over. Wyers in front of Pruma now, and then it's Davy Sanders, and then it's Lilbardis. That's more like it. There's Tim Pruma. Tim Pruma right on the back now of Stefan Wyers, and Bax right on the back of Justin Kerben, the number 7. Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman. They were disappointed with 3rd place in the opening race. They said if they got the whole shot, they might be able to do something about it. Well, at the moment, at the head of the race, it is Justin Kerben. And he's being closed down by Etienne Bax with the left wing in 3rd place. Bax now closing, 1.1. I've said before, the man is a machine. My golly, he's got some speed. And that Husqvarna, and the team manager of the Husqvarna motocross racing team is here this weekend watching it. He's never been to a sidecar race meeting before. And Rasmus Jorgensen, who's the team manager of Lestan Husqvarna, is here spectating at his first ever sidecar motocross event. And very fascinated as well, because he was a big supporter of Etienne Bax when he lifted the championship with Andre Chermak. And that branding right across the bike. And there is the bike, the same bike which has come out of retirement just like its driver has, and now the left rinks are coming. 1, 2, 3, Kerben, Bax and left rink, and so is Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart are coming up to play at the sharp end. Kerben though, disappointed when his passengers spoke to Nicolinetta Dorova, our interviewer, our reporter down there on the podium. And Dion Rietman didn't have a smile on his face. He said 3rd wasn't good enough. If we could have got the whole shot, we could have won it. Well, they got the whole shot this time, but they were overtaken convincingly. But now they're in the lead, and they are going really well, overtaking convincingly in the first race as they left the line, but they're leading this one. So maybe Dion Rietman's words are going to be true because the Lefferings, who overtook them in the earlier race, have now settled for third behind Etienne Bax. The gap now 3.3. Lefferings trail Bax. He's dropped 1.6 on Kerben. Kerben then, unbelievably, 10 minutes of racing have gone, and I don't know where they've gone. Gone in the blinking of an eye. But Kerben and Rietman out there in front. And fastest lap in this race by Etienne Bax, 148.7. Actually, 7.16. Kerben put in a 7.47. So Bax and Kerben are lapping at almost identical speeds. Tim Prum and Janos Stegmans, the 17 crew, right on the case now of Stefan Wyers, who in turn are trying to chase down Brett Wilkinson, who seems to have composed himself after a few early lap heebie-jeebies. This track settling down now. 12 minutes of normal racing gone before we see anything like a 2-lap board. Tim Prum in 7th. Sanders, Leal Bardis, Veldman in 10th. Willemsen, Double Dare, Van der Lagermaat, Prunier in 14th place. So the Prunier brothers are back in the points, and that is where they finished in race 1. So anything better than that is an improvement on their opening race finish. Behind them they've got Mulders and Benny Weiss, and they are not, well they are, they're queuing up a bit behind the Prunier boys, who have now moved up one place to 13th, having overtaken Artis Double Dare. So the Prunier boys have indeed gone one better than they did in the opening race, and it's damage limitation. They now have a 26-point deficit coming here on Koen Hermans into the opening race. And Hermans is in 4th. So he will extend that gap even more. But then we get to the hard pack of, well, Germany is something else. And Strasbessenbach is Prunier's sort of track. But look at Hermans now on the back of the Lefferink boys. Koen Hermans, Ben van der Bogart must have had a problem in race 1 because they dropped back to 6th. Didn't really recover their composure. But they're on the case a little bit here now with the mega 2-stroke driving hard behind the KTM of the Lefferinks. VMC chassis, WSB chassis under Hermans, and the mega 2-stroke engine. Jake Brown, Chris Booth in the sidecar of the left-hand chair. They are moving over to the right-hand side. 14 minutes of racing gone. Their race 2 is over here. At the front though, Kerben and Dion Rietman still fending off a challenge. A 1.2 second advantage they have over Etienne Bax, with the Lefferings coming hard and strong here, and Koen Hermans as well. But traffic now up the road ahead of Justin Kerben. The blue flags will be very much in evidence. Kerben underneath and through on the treble 6 pairing, says he, referring to his sheet. Treble 6 tailenders move over. Kerben is through, Bax is through, Lefferink is through, with Davy Sanders and Jens Vincent now. And they are battling on in 8th place behind Tim Prummer. Koen Hermans still cannot find a way past the Lefferink boys, and these will be arch rivals in the sand of the Netherlands, I can tell you, because they both regularly contest the national championship here, the ONK Masters. Hermans, of course, a winner of that. And I can't quite honestly tell you who's leading it at the moment, so I don't keep abreast of the national championships, but maybe that is food for thought for the future. But there's plenty going on with this one as it happens. Still 9 races to go on our WSC calendar, moving from here to Germany. And there won't be many people disappointed to leave the deep sand of Lommel, I can tell you. Although Tim and Sam Lefferink profess to loving it, and to a certain extent so does Justin Kerben, and that's being borne out by the fact that he's now holding Etienne Bax at bay. Blue flags. So that competitor looked like the 141 Verheyse boys in the orange and blue need to move off the racing line or stay on the line they're on and leave the guys who are passing to sort themselves out. Don't do anything unpredictable or untoward. That's the 125, that's Belmont. It is indeed. Watching left brakes now, what have they got to keep Koen Hermans behind them? Hermans is getting well and truly filled in. And behind him, Brett Wilkinson, but Brett Wilkinson is some 12 seconds behind Koen Hermans. And we've got this battle at the front, which is where the action is at the front of the race, and it's all about the big points, 25 for the win, 22 for second, 20 for third, 18 and so on, all the way down to 20th place and 1 point. Hermans, Ben van den Bogart had a momentary lapse there. They lost a fraction of a second, not sure whether that was deep sand, a deep rut, or they were just looking to maybe change the rut. Back to Phil among the tail enders, all moving off the racing line there. The Leverink boys. What's going on over the other side of that berm? I can see helmets there. Is everyone through safely? The Lefrinks have been passed by Koen Hermans. That's what that was all about. There was a tail ender stuck behind that big jump, and the Lefrinks have lost out to Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart, who are in turn now closing down Etienne Bax. In fact, they might well have gone past Etienne Bax. Gordieff, they're with the tail enders now, the Lefrinks. Well, it's all changed here. What's going on here? Koen Hermans has just dropped back again. The Lefrinks have capitalised at the expense of goodness knows what's happening here. It's happening off camera. And we're seeing Koen Hermans having gone past the Lefrinks, now suddenly behind Bax. The Lefrinks have done 2 for the price of 1 and are now on the case of Justin Kerben, who is the race leader still. And it just goes to show, when you get behind the tail enders, what can happen here. It is so unpredictable in this deep sand of Lommel. Gert Gordieff and Rodolphe Le Breton are now being passed by Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart, who've made their way up, dropped their way back, made their way up again. The Lefrinks, oh, what's happening there? The Lefrinks, oh, goodness me, almost tipping over, trying to get through on the inside here. Trying desperately to get on terms with Etienne Bax, and it almost cost them dear. This is so difficult, this deep sand. We are now almost 20 minutes of normal racing gone. It's a dramatic race. But what's happening with this chaos over the battle for second place is that Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman have opened out an 8-second gap over what's on my screen as Etienne Bax, with the Lefrinks and Hermans having gone back another place, or have they? It is so, and Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard on the back of Gordieff here, making their way through past Gordieff. So Brett Wilkinson still in 5th place. Koen Hermans is shown as going backwards here. But is he going to fall into the clutches now of Brett Wilkinson? Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard were in 2nd place. They slipped slowly back to 5th. They were 15 seconds adrift in 5th. Now they're not. They are only 8 seconds behind Hermans last time over the line. And the advantage Kerben has at the front of the race. And this is all to do with changing conditions, deep sand and back markers. That looks like Wilkinson going round out of shot there onto the left-hander. It's a left-hand sidecar. And we've already seen Jake Brown retiring. There is Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans and Ben van der Bogart. And there are the left rinks. So they are fighting tooth and nail still with the left rinks in front of Hermans. This is the battle for third place. Because ahead of them, unless I'm very much mistaken, is still the Bax brothers. Yes, it is. The Bax brothers are still ahead. And they are now some 12 seconds behind Justin Kerben. So the battle for second is very much alive. Bax, Lefferink and Hermans. Kerben has completed 11 laps. Kerben and Dion Rietman are riding their own race at the front here. And they now have a handsome lead of 13 seconds over second place, which is Etienne Bax, 2 seconds ahead of the Lefferinks, and Hermans right there with them. So that's where the battle is. Meanwhile, we're watching the lapped markers, the Verhees boys. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, 5th place, well among the traffic, ahead of the number 40, and they've actually lapped Chanteloup. Brunier is in 12th, and that's a better result for him in this one. He's behind Willemsen, and Willemsen has Veldman ahead of him, who could be fading now. Willemsen could be fading, and is there an opportunity here for Prunier to move up yet another place, because Davy Sanders is coming backwards. Let's not lose sight of what's happening at the front. There is Chanteloup, Romerick and Jocelyn Chanteloup, and they are back markers, been lapped, no disgrace. 8 minutes of exhausting racing here to go. And we're seeing a picture here which could see Etienne Bax become overall winner. Well, he will have a tie with a third and a fourth. If he can bring it home in second here, he will be overall winner of the first race, is the way I see it. Kerben, well, it's Nicola is showing me the points here, and I'm trying hard to get my head into gear. And Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, though, forging on in 5th place, doing everything they need to do for a very good overall finish here. Kerben completing 12 laps here with 7 minutes of racing still to go as the British crew come round in our camera shot in 5th place, having a very, very respectable ride. Etienne Bax has pulled out another second over Lefferink. Lefferink in second place, spoiling an overall position for Hermans. Lefferink were actually second, so they will be doing a very good overall job. We could see Kerben and Lefferink tie for an overall place. Nicola trying to work out the points. Are we going to see Wilkinson third here? Are we going to see Wilkinson third? No. It's a shame, but the British crew with 5th place have not done enough. So Hermans 4th place here, and Ben van der Bogart in this race need to do a little bit better on Lefferink. And the drone shot showing how strung out this is, but they're holding on ahead of Koen Hermans and Ben van der Bogart, Tim and Sam Lefferink. 75 crew, but no mistaking at the front of the race there. Etienne Bax in second place with Kerben, and that 13-second advantage ahead of him. Brett Wilkinson has a handsome margin over Stefan Wires, so it's a good ride for the British crew here, provided they can keep it all together. The Lille Bardis boys, I can tell you, are in 8th place ahead of Julian Veldman, Davy Sanders and Tom van der Lagerbach. Let's go back to the front. Let's not lose focus on this as we watch Tim Brummer and Jarno Stegmans forcing on ahead of Daniel and Bruno Lille Bardis, who, although they've got their mojo back from their early season antics are not doing as well here in the sand of Lommel as they and their Latvian supporters would have liked. Holders of the red plate for so long in the 2024 season, the Lielvārdas twins must have thought all their Christmases had come at once, but that is not the case. Tim Brummer now is holding them at bay by 2 seconds. In 7th place, Tim Brummer and Jarno Stegmans doing a good job in keeping the Lielvārdas boys decent and honest. And they are decent and honest boys. Chanteloup being passed by Brummer. I will take the obligatory swig of my bottle, having commentated for 26 minutes of racing. That's what you get when you don't do a shared commentary with a co-commentator. You never get a chance to have a swig or take a breather, but that doesn't matter. These guys haven't taken a swig or a breather either. And Kerben and Rietman are doing a magnificent job at the front of the race. An amazing job, in actual fact. Etienne back, Robbie back. Well, the Backs boys, in my book, have done enough to be overall winners here if they bring it home with 3 minutes of racing to go. First in the second. Second in this one, but the trackside commentator is going bonkers here. Oh no! Kerben has stopped. Kerben has stopped. Justin Kerben, Dion Rietman. The bike has stopped and won't fire up again. This is an absolute catastrophe. Justin Kerben, and that has handed a second victory to Etienne Bax, and can well have put Brett Wilkinson up the ladder. Kerben has stopped. Kerben has stopped and he's out of it. The bike won't start. Justin Kerben has stopped and he is out of it. Well, that is a catastrophe. Kerben is out of the running after leading this entire race. That is nothing short of a disaster. Justin Kerben, you could not believe it. Dion Rietman, hands on hips. It's gone. It's game over for Kerben. That has given Bax the chance of double victory and an overall win here, and put Wilkinson on the podium, I reckon. Could easily be. This is amazing. Lefferinks are in the pound seats now. Etienne Bax is very much in the pound seats, having gone past a stricken Justin Kerben. Oh, goodness me, how many times have we said anything can happen in Sidecarcross, and invariably it does. Hermans was 6th in race 1. He's in 3rd in this one. Lefferinks in 2nd. Wilkinson with a 4th and a 5th. Stands a chance of getting on the overall podium here, but Lefferinks are on their way to be 2nd overall here, without a doubt. But Koen Hermans, and there, what more can you say? Justin Kerben stranded on that left-hander, and that will be a sight for sore eyes for Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart, who now got added impetus and will be absolutely charging now, doing everything they can to get past the Lefferinks. But the Lefferinks equally sense that this is a very special couple of laps now, and we will be seeing a 2-lap board at the end of this one. When Etienne Bax goes over the line, he will be getting a 2-lap board. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart have got every incentive in the world now Well, what can I say? Lefferink, that'll be 44 points for Lefferink. It'll be a maximum for Bax. Goodness me. You couldn't write the script, could you? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It'll be, well, assuming things stay the way they do, it will be 35 for Hermans. And it will be 34 for Wilkinson if they stay the same way they are. So Wilkinson could pip Hermans to a place on the podium here, but the Lefferink boys have got to keep Hermans behind them. Now, next time over the line, and we will see 2 laps. There we go. 2 laps then for Etienne and Robbie Bax. 2 laps for Tim and Sem Lefferink. 2 laps for Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Disappearing out of your shot now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Talk about the closing stages and the drama of Lommel. 2 laps for Wilkinson, now in 4th place, of course. So this is Wilkinson on for an even better result here. 36 for Wilkinson. So he's on for overall 3rd on the podium, provided things stay the way they are. Frank Mulders and Mark van Deutenkom to be navigated now by Tim and Sem Lefferink. Goodness me. Double bubble for the Bax brothers. If anything could tempt them out of retirement for the rest of the season, well, this would be it. But I can tell you, it ain't going to happen. When Etienne Bax sets his mind to something, it stays set. But everybody now behind has gone up a place. Stefan Wise is still behind Wilkinson, on target for a 5th. But look at Hermans now with 2 laps to go. It's a renewed onslaught on Tim and Sem Lefferink. Will it be enough? At the moment though, for 6th place, 15 points in the opening race for Hermans. Well, look at this. The Lefferink boys then holding Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart still at bay. And we will be getting a final lap board, 1 lap to do. Etienne Bax then, and these guys have all got 1 lap of the Lommel circuit to do, and we are heading for double victory for the Bax brothers here, at the expense, and I have to say it, at the expense. Koen Hermans! Koen Hermans has expired! What? Koen Hermans is out of it as well! What is happening here? Koen Hermans on the final lap. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart, the red plate holder, is out of it. Kilian and Evan Prunier stand to profit here in 11th place. The red plate holder has expired on the final lap. What is happening? Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Goodness me, that looked like a transmission problem. The Bax brothers are on their way to victory here. Koen Hermans has given Tim Lefferink a breathing space, and Brett Wilkinson, 3rd place. No, it's had it. It's broken. The chain is off. Something has happened to the drive here on Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart's bike. They're trying desperately to fix it. I keep saying you couldn't write the script. Well, this is drama, drama, drama all the way. Etienne and Robbie Bax cruising now to victory. Tim and Sem Lefferink are behind them, but 5 seconds behind them. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Benny Weiss, Patrick Schneider, everybody. The Lil Bardis boys go up to 7th. Tim Brummer profits. Everybody profits at the expense of Justin Kerben and Koen Hermans. Waiting now for the checkered flag for the Bax brothers. Etienne and Robbie Bax have done it. Double victory here, overall win. Tim and Sem Leffering, second place, second for them. Koen Hermans will not pass. It will be Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, third place, next over the line. And that has done them a power of good. Waiting for the left-hand sidecar now. They're a long way down. They're some 28 seconds down. Surely, here they come. Brett and Joe. It's paid off. Brett and Joe, third. What a magnificent result for them. Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart disconsolate in the sidecar. Koen and Ben. Transmission problem. Stefan Wyers, Han van Hal claim 4th. Ahead of Daniel and Bruno Leal-Bardis. Tim Brummer will be 6th. What an amazing turnaround. The Bax brothers. What can I say? Come on, Etienne. Come on. You are a machine, man. You are a machine. Robbie, hats off to you. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard. What on earth is going on here? Absolutely some devastated riders down there. The Leal-Bardis boys are delighted with that news, I can tell you. Veldman gets 8th, Tom van der Lagermaat. Kilian Prunier is going to get 10th here. So Kilian Prunier is going to pick up a whole load of points. Prunier brothers, 10th place. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, what can I say? Fantastic, fantastic overall result for them. And their championship standings have been enhanced like you would not believe. All at the expense of the red plate holder, who scores 0. Not enough for the red plate to change hands, but I tell you what, it's looking pretty shaky now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Halfway stage of the championship, and Lommel has proved to be the turning point in the fortunes of so many teams, not least of all the red plate holder. Koen Hermans must be beside himself with despair. It's going to be like the season starts all over again when we get to Strasbessenbach. Well, what a result and what a comeback ride. If he's got any breath left, let's have a word from Etienne Bax, please. I'm dying to hear what Etienne has got to say.
So at the end, double race win for you here in Lommel, podium again, you are taking the maximum points. What can you say about it?
Yeah, you know, really unexpected. We did not expect this 2 weeks ago, and I'm really happy that we can make this result. We win the qualifying race and 2 heat races, so yeah, it could not be better. And I'm so happy for the team. We worked really hard this week, only 1 week, but we worked really hard. And yeah, now we can celebrate, and now it's really the end.
Yeah, I wish you enjoy the celebration and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
He didn't give Nicola the chance to say, does this lead to something else? This is really the end. And I know that. The way the man spoke to me, there is no doubt that it really is the end of a glittering career. What a career. But your heart goes out, doesn't it, to those guys who were on for a possible overall result, but also a good point scoring result to protect their red plate and their championship lead. But, well, a great fight by the British crew, who dropped down to 5th and then fought back, and I say keep plugging away, you never know what happens. We're going to hear now from Brett Wilkinson. I can't wait.
So Brett, you fought for the podium till the end. What can you say about it?
Crazy. Such a hot day, and really happy to get another podium for this year and close the gap a little on the front, so yeah.
How do you enjoy riding in the sun?
To be honest, I prefer it more than the hard pack, so it's a little bit strange from a man from England, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Congratulations for the podium.
Thank you.
Well done, Brett. Always a man of few words. Quite a modest man, a big man, rides hard, but modest, as I say. Obviously, there's no Justin Gerben, but the left rinks, well, they're quite shy. We might get to talk to one or two of the left rinks, but, well, outstanding, and highly, highly dramatic Grand Prix here. We are, in fact, going to speak to the left rinks. I don't know if it will be Tim or Sem, but they look alike anyway. But the left rinks must be delighted with second overall. Let's hear from them.
So Tim, perfect riding today. It's your first GP podium. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Our first podium. Yeah, I have no words for it. But yeah, the riding was. It feels really good all, and yeah, we had some lads from lappers, but yeah, second place. What can I say?
Yeah, I think that you really do well riding in the sun.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
They're quite shy, the left rink brothers, but they could certainly ride in the sand. Nicola's right, and they openly declare that they prefer riding in the sand. Of course, that's not going to happen because when we leave here, we go to Strasbessenbach. Anyway, we're going to take a short break now. We have got the prize giving as Herman's bike unceremoniously is carted away. So don't go away, join us and we'll do the prize giving ceremony. We'll be back soon. Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable. Welcome back to Lommel. It's prize giving time and we are going to move across to the podium. We're just looking at this track, which has been a battlefield here for the last 2 days in extreme temperatures. And there you can see the overall. Etienne Bax on top, double victory. Left rink, Wilkinson on the podium. Stefan Wires, they won't be too disappointed with that. They're getting closer all the time. The Lille Bardis boys, 5th overall. Veldman, Pruma, Sanders, Hermans, Tom van der Lagermatt. Those are the top 10 point scorers. I'll be interested to see what the Prunier brothers have scored. They've picked up 18 points. They can't be too disappointed with that because that will enhance their overall championship and keep them in touch with the red plate holder at the front. Poor Justin Kerben there, just a single 20. Devastating for them, having led the entire race to have it snatched away on the final lap. The same is true of Koen Hermans. There you have it. Look how close the gap is then. Prunier has really galloped in. Well, Brett Wilkinson has moved up significantly on the Prunier boys. But still, it's a red plate for Hermans. I would have had him at 210 actually, in fact, but well, that remains to be confirmed. He was awarded a place on the timing screen, so I'm not sure how he can be awarded a place when his bike was taken away by a JCB. Well, the points will be confirmed obviously in the fullness of time, and the podium then, a good support crowd here always. We've got some officials. We've got Dirk van der Hooydonk, and who is the Alderman for Sports, who will award for third place. Second place will be awarded by the president of the Belgian Federation, Christian Dias. The winner, Davy Maris, our organiser friend, who's put on such a good Grand Prix for us. And the red plate holder, Diego Clement of the FIM. He's the FIM chief steward. The children, the families, all the trackside fans here welcoming the podium. This is what it's all about, and they won't be rushing off afterwards. There's plenty of beer to be sold in the beer tent. And now the trackside announcer in local language, of course, calling up, and it'll be third place first. Will be the British Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. There we have it, British crew then, Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, third overall on the box here, and really closing in third place on the championship. Trackside commentator attired in Western gear, like a Stetson. You need a hat like that, keep the sun off, I can tell you. Tim and Sam Leifering, here they are then, their first ever podium in the Grand Prix world, and they'll be delighted with that.
Het onmogelijke gebeurde vandaag hier in Lommel. Zijn allergrootste wens werd uitgesproken. Hij wilde hier ooit winnen. Er zijn ook mensen die het er niet mee eens zijn, dat kan natuurlijk. Maar winnaars van de Gouden Prijs van België, Etienne en Robbie.
There you have it then, overall winners, Etienne and Robbie back. Qualifying race win, and look at that. It's as much as they can do to get up on those boxes. It's a big step, I can tell you, and they will be, come on, give Etienne a hand. He is 38. Come on, and that is a big step up there. Robbie takes a side step. His knees will be absolutely shot. You wait till you get to my age, son. That will tell you. But an amazing, amazing result. Toward third place then. Dirk van der Hooydonk, the Alderman for Sports, presenting the awards. Christian Dias, the president of the Belgian Federation, to present the second place award with Tim and Sam Lefering. Here he comes. Oh, nimble up the steps. Well done. I think that's probably, I don't know if it's Etienne or Robbie's children on there, but Christian Diaz, FNB president, with Tim and Sam Lefering.
Overhandiging van de winnende trofees gaat gebeuren door niemand minder dan een man die er wekenlang zijn bedrijf gesloten moest houden om hier dit evenement te organiseren. De grote organisator van de grote prijs van België, Davy Maris. Hij zal de medaille.
Davy Maris, the organizer, present the award to the Bax brothers, a man who's put in an immense amount of work to make this Grand Prix happen yet again. Organizer here at Lommel, and a sidecar motocross driver in his own right, not just in bygone years, but he's done a bit recently.
Gaat erbij komen. De wedstrijd blijft in handen van het Nederlandse duo. Want hij met starter nummer 3, Koen Hermans en Ben van den Boogaard.
Koen Hermans, Ben van den Boogaard retain the red plate, despite having that misfortune with a much reduced championship lead. And the red plate will be presented by the FIM Chief Steward Diego Clement. Heartbroken, of course, because they thought that they were on target here for 25 points, or 20 points anyway, and a podium position. But Diego Clement there, the red plate still in the hands of Ben van den Boogaard and Koen Hermans.
Davy komt nog even langs met de bloemen. En dan krijgen we het echte fotomoment. En dan moet ik even helemaal achter de coulissen gaan staan.
Bouquet's going out now, and well, there'll be some number crunching to do after, because we are hearing that Etienne Bax sustained a penalty for overtaking on the yellow flag, so the points will be somewhat adjusted, but I don't think it will detract 2 places from the overall win. We shall see. It could mean that the Lefering move into the overall win, but that's for later on. For now, we've got the podium presentation and the national anthems. Now you can cheer, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Well, a great Grand Prix here from Lommel. It's been absolutely fantastic. Somewhat controversial. A test of endurance, I think, in the heat and the nature of the track. But we are now past the halfway stage of what is an absolutely riveting season. You shouldn't miss the rest of it, whatever you do. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen here on fim-moto.tv. And now the crowd are going to enjoy the sunshine here at Lommel and the champagne shower.
25. Wel thuis, tot ziens, tot een volgende.
Well, in the sunshine here at Lommel, round 5 is now done and dusted. I won't say done and dusted, done and sanded, I think is the way to do it. We move on from here to Strasbourg in Germany. Hope you've enjoyed this live stream and everything and all the drama that came with it. From me, Barry Nutley. Watch us again on FIM-moto.tv and join us again next time we are Sidecar Crossing, and that will be from Germany. But for now, it's a goodbye from us. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Luken certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.